Hello everybody, March 609 Flash Q. I'm back with another hit, and today, as you can see, literally barely an hour ago, the newest festival for fighting released. Pirates, mermaids. I chose pirates because I'm not a loser, but outside of anything to do with the festival, new character, Coil. He is out. He is here. I decided, why not make an hour one Coil guide after playing him for like 3 or 4 matches, because honestly, I am starting to feel like I'm getting him a little bit. Sure, he just came out an hour ago, but I'm really starting to feel something with him, and I want to see if I can help you guys super early on figure out if you can feel anything with him too. So let me adjust that over here really fast. I already checked my mic, so I'm pretty sure my audio mic-wise should be good. So I'm going to make this very quick, very sporadic. Some stuff might not be that great to hear. Some stuff might not work as I speak it. But again, Coil just came out an hour ago. Anything could change at a dime. We will just have to see what happens in the near future. But I'm going to give you this guide entirely based off of my current experiences playing Coil. And I want to show you all essentially just what the vibe is for him to see if you can get like a good style down. So as you can see, Coil is a boxer. Coil has two mechanics. He has 2 mechanics, and both of those mechanics are essential to how he plays. He has a rating mechanic, and he has a stance mechanic. His stances change the way his abilities function, and the rating increases the efficiency of those abilities. Right now, I am in gravity mode. Coil has an uppercut for his mouse 2. He has a tether heal for his Q, and he has a ground pound for his E. Or it'll be a different move depending on the stance. This, red, is speed mode. Now, Coil is faster. His tether allows him to give people a speed buff. His M2 is a dash, and his E is another dash. Now, this is regen mode. He has a shield that he can put up for his E, a like bullet kind of thing that he could shoot for his mouse too, and his Q tether is a heal. So as you've noticed, hopefully through the little ramble I just went on, his Q tether is one of different abilities depending on the stance you're in. I'm gonna walk up to a random player to show this. This medkit, for example. This Q for his regen would be healing him. This Q for the gravity would be giving him a jump boost, and the Q for his speed would be giving him a speed buff. Now, mind you, when you switch stances with somebody, you have to, when you tether to somebody using his Q, you have to switch stances, you're going to have to re-tether to them. So I can't switch, let's say I do a regen on this medkit. I can't switch to gravity and then immediately get the gravity buff onto him. I have to re-tether with him by pressing Q. You can always tether with somebody else. It's essentially like 70% of his kit, that tether. It also has a range of about up to here from where this skateboard is standing. So yeah, I'm going to go through all 3 of his stances, starting with speed, show you what they do, etc. All of his stances impact the speed of his punches. Speed makes them faster. His M2 is a forward dash with a punch. His E is a normal dash. His Q, again, is a speed buff. Switch to regen. His attack speed is relatively lower, but he's based around healing for this stance. M2 is a bullet he shoots. E is a heal that he puts up. Q, again, is a regen heal for his tether. Switch to gravity. M2 is an uppercut. E is a ground pound. Q is a tether that he can put onto his teammates to get a buff, a jump boost, I mean. Also, with his gravity stance, if you jump and press E, you get a dive kick. I don't know if anybody watching this remembers the game Dive Kick, what you youngins know about that, but yeah. Now onto his grading system. When you hit somebody with Coil, that C grade in the middle will go up. It goes from C all the way up to S. The higher your grade is, a bunch of different things happen. It will increase the efficiency of the stance you have when it comes to tethering with somebody else. It will increase your attack speed. It will increase your attack power. Just a general buff overall. That applies to you and whoever you are tethered with. So for example, if I had an S rank right now and I was giving a speed buff to this coil, for example, it would be like a 10, instead of 10%, as you can see on the screen, it'd probably be like a 30, 40%, something like that. Same thing will apply to the other stances. Regen, I heal him more. Gravity, he gets a higher jump boost. And yeah, that's really everything to do with coil stances. It's entirely based around your performance when you're in the fray in a fight. And you just make sure you're always tethered to somebody, always making sure you're supporting somebody, always making sure that the damage you do is feeding into how you play as a team, which is duly noted by the fact that Coil, despite being a boxer, is in the support category of the game instead of melee. Now on to his ultimate. His ultimate's really simple. As you notice, he is blue, red, and green. His ultimate makes him purple. And this little animation right here, where he holds and then shoots forward, is a grab attack. You can grab somebody, slam them into the ground, and the damage that the slam does is an AoE that is dependent on how high the opponent's health is. Along with that, it gives him a damage buff, a speed buff. It's really just everything that you can do on an S rank, amplified by it being his ultimate. So yeah, outside of that, just some general pointers I would give for Coil. When it comes to his stances, it's entirely dependent on who's on your team. Let's say I am on a team with a med kit and a vine staff. Two supports, God forbid. I would suggest, more than likely, aiming to assist them with their healing. Don't focus on healing them. They can heal themselves. You should entirely focus on healing alongside them. But it's entirely dependent on who's on your team. He's a very team composition based character. Really just, if you have a tank who really needs the heals, focus on healing the tank. If you have a DPS who needs a speed buff, give it to a DPS. The gravity can be interchangeable depending on who's on your team. Again, it could be a skateboard, it could be a sword. But yeah, it's entirely dependent on who's on your team. There's a lot of characters who will work really well with Coil so far. I've already seen a bunch of vine staffs, subspaces, boombox. I've seen some rockets. I've seen some shurikens, hyper lasers, band hammers, katanas. I've seen all these different characters, DPS, tank, and healer, work really well with Coil. And on top of that, really it's just a matter of making sure that you're always in the fray. Don't be afraid to get into fights. Don't be afraid to push people. Don't be afraid to chase and rush them down. You have stances for really any situation that you could need, and it's just a matter of how confident you are in your ability and how confident you are in your teammate being able to back you up. Teammate or teammates plural. But yeah, that's it. That's everything I can give for Coil so far. Going over his abilities, some pointers. It has been officially 1 hour and 2 minutes since Coil has released, and I'm gonna go play more. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope this helps if it does, and I will see you all whenever, like 1 hour from now, when hopefully everybody has Coil down. So yeah, that's it. 609 Flash, I'm signing off, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.